Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. Hey, 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, I love you. You have a place here. I'll put some links in the description below. There'll be some numbers you can call, somebody you can reach out to if you're hurting, if you're suffering. Please do not fight this fight alone. I'm not in the military, never been in the military. Vets are just on my mind. We back to blue over here. We support Leo. That ain't always popular, and I don't really give a shit. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Well, you see Megatron there in the background, dressing up the picture as only she can. What we have here is the JX Omega by Work Tough Gear, designed by Chris Tanner over at Prepared Minds 101. It's SK85 steel. It's 3/16 thick, 8-inch blade. Here's the kicker: 7.5-inch handle. I freaking love the handle. The handle makes the knife. If you've watched this channel for more than 2 videos, you know I love the handle. That's why I'm such a huge fan of Donnie B. All Day and his designs. He takes care of the handles. Now I got another knife guy that I can lean on, Chris, over at Prepared Minds, a knife guy, making a knife for a dude who loves knives. Now, let me say this up front. I have no agenda on this channel. My goal is so that you can turn off my melodious tones, my lovely voice, watch my video, and understand exactly what the knife can do. We put it through a series of tests designed to kind of test its skill and my skill. This knife was loaned to me by James from James G Outdoors. Great dude. Awesome dude. James, my brother, thank you so much. He sent me a couple stickers. He's in that Fatwood Friday crowd, and guess what I got? A pack of Fatwood. Now, it took me back to my dope dealing days. When I opened this package, son, the smell knocked me down, except this time it was sweet, sweet Fatwood and not sticky weed. You know what I'm saying? So there's that reference. I'll probably get in trouble by Megatron for that one, but it is what it is. Now, here we're doing the Donnie B All Day drop test, testing the tip, testing the balance. It held up wonderfully. It's an awesome knife. I really, really love this knife. It had great penetration. The Donnie B All Day throw it at the stump test. Now, again, with a 7.5-inch handle, you can hold it in multiple positions. It can do multiple functions, and that's why I tried to show throughout this video. It's pretty well balanced. I'm going to say that up front. It is a large knife. Is it a huge knife? No. It's a big knife. It's got a great handle on it. I can't say enough about the handle. The handle material. Now, DLT's got these. DLT Trading's got these, and I don't know how many they got, but they've got it listed as G10. So it's got grippy G10 on the handle. Very, very comfortable. Like I said, throughout this video, you're going to see my hand in different positions. At no point, no time did I ever get a hot spot. It was very, very comfortable, very well balanced, and we do some different stuff. Now, I hit my hand there, and that wasn't comfortable, but that's not the knife's fault. That's my own dumbass fault. So there you got that. We do what we can over here. Now, again, and I'll try to show you as I slide my hand around. I'm going to say this up front too. We're going to do a couple stab tests here in a minute. Why? Again, to get the different spots on the handle, try it out, see if there's any hot spots, any slippage, anything like that. There's not. Some guys like guards. I'm not a guard guy. Here's why. Somebody said, well, what if your hand slips? Well, then you weren't paying attention, and you need to. And I'm not saying that condescendingly or smart. Guys, I've cut my hands up enough that I promise you, before I stab, I know I've got a grip on it. I showed y'all my mess ups. I showed y'all one where I about threw a knife through my damn leg about a month ago. So y'all know I'm not going to hide anything. Now, we're doing the Donnie B All Day stab test. Now, we're doing this 2 different ways. One is my cardboard, and that's just like a ton of cardboard and duct tape all taped up just to give it a different medium. I wanted to stab that for a little penetration, and then I wanted to stab the stump, see if there was any slippage. None. The G10 did great. Here's just some old nylon rope. blows right through that. And let me say this, I did not sharpen this edge. I stropped it. So however James sent it, we stropped it up. That still got the edge from the factory, I'm pretty sure. James, if you're watching, comment on that. Here's some more of that nylon, just like ski rope. We cut two different kinds of rope there. Did a little bit of chopping. Now, one of the reasons I chopped this rope is because some of this stuff is pretty fibrous, and there's been several times where a knife would chop it, but it wouldn't go all the way through. Now, we're going to chop 2 or 3, bam, right there, all the way through. So, first impressions of the knife. Love the handle. Absolutely outstanding. I am a huge fan of high carbon steel blades. I always have been, and I live in Florida, so we got to protect them, got to maintain them. You get swamp ass here in December, so that's always a factor. High humidity, high heat, but I still love my carbon steel. Just got to know how to take care of it, and that's not a problem. Now, cutting a little 550 paracord here. Going to put James's lanyard back on it. Now, if y'all look, you'll see some little curlicues flying. This is just some of that fine work that you can do with this blade. Towards the end, we're going to do, James sent me some Fatwood from Connecticut, and I'm telling y'all, man, I wasn't being smart. It really does smell. All smells like Christmas, as Redneck Renegade would say. And it's just absolutely awesome. So at the end, we're going to cut up some Fatwood and do a little fire just to kind of test out the back of the spine and do all that. But right here, man, y'all see all them little curlicues falling down? If you find yourself in a mess and got to build a fire pretty quick, you can get some good feather sticks, some good shavings out of it. And I'm going to say this, I am not a one knife guy. I never have been, never will be. I carry several knives on me. I will say this though, I have found with this particular knife, with the Omega, it's kind of a one-stop shop. You know, you always probably want to have a little smaller knife for some of the finer details, but if in a pinch, if you needed a knife, this is a great go-to knife. Now, here's a little better shot at the sheath. It's a Kydex sheath. I like the strap on it there, kind of a shoulder strap. I like the way they did the back of it. I like the way they did the belt loops. It carries really, really well. I wanted to give y'all a good look at that. It's a fine Kydex job. Now, we're going to cut some different mediums here. We got this old ass water hose. Let's see if we got any problem with it. Nope. So the blade's doing exactly what the blade's supposed to be doing. And like I said, James did a review on it, did a good job on his review. Y'all please check him out, James G Outdoors. He's an awesome dude. I so appreciate him letting me use this knife, let me test this knife. It's the second Chris Tanner design I've had in a week, and I'm head over heels with the handle. I can tell you that. I'll be 50 this year. I know many of y'all have contacted me about doing something for my birthday, and I appreciate that so much. But near 50, and because of the brilliant life choices I've made, I've got some busted up hands. So handles to me may be a little higher priority than they are to some. I get that. I understand that. But I can tell you this, and it's cutting that tire with no problem. Y'all see that? Absolutely zero problem. Stuck right in there and pulled it. Not a problem at all. So the edge is held up spectacular. Now, if you watch the video that Megatron and I did together, Megan actually cut several bottles and some watermelon with this knife. She actually was very, very impressed with this knife. Big knives for her aren't her thing, and sometimes they're hard to control. But if you watch that video, and I hope you will, I'll put a link in the description below, she had zero problems one-handing this knife. Sometimes, guys, people get so caught up in saying, oh, it's a huge knife. Now, it is a beast of a knife. But you can be a beast of a knife and not be huge. The little big man from D-Bad proves that. So this is an absolute beast, but it's not huge, and it's not cumbersome. And a lot of times, people will knock big knives having never used it, and I don't understand that. Like I told y'all, The goal of this channel is not to knock knives, not to knock knife makers, it's to test the knife and to learn as we go. I've done this about 13 months. We're coming up rapidly on 2,000 subs. Guys, please hit like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. And if you don't, just hit like and subscribe anyway. Do old Scab a favor. I'm trying to get to 2,000. My goal for this year is 5,000. Donnie B All Day's got a goal of 10,000. Guys, we're going to have some massive giveaways when we hit our goals. Joe from Steel Forged and Fire, Carl Ruger, Captain Electro, The Shredder, BC Gerbs, Chuck and Steel, all these guys I've been shouting out, Timbo 437. Check these guys out, man. We have a good community going. All my Fatwood Friday guys, Ron T. Sawyer, all those guys, Redneck Renegade, check them out, man. We got some good content, and we all want to grow. I appreciate everyone's comments and just the support that y'all give me. Back to the knife. Now, last thing, Donnie B All Day, 10,000, and old Scab, 5,000. Gonna be some. Now I'm doing a big giveaway at 2,000, and Donnie B All Day is giving away a medieval helmet for my 2,000 subscribers. It's badass. It's a knight's helmet. I want it. My head won't fit it. It's a little huge. But y'all, I'm telling y'all need to be subscribed. My partner Joe with Blade Talk, he's growing. And we've got some important things coming up with Blade Talk that he'll be announcing this week, I'm pretty sure. Now, guys, back to the knife. Like I said, the goal of this channel, if you turn me off, and I know a lot of people turn the volume down when I'm speaking, and you watch this, you'll see exactly what this knife can do. This is one of my favorite tests right here. Holding a log or a limb or something like that and just working with the knife. It shows the balance of the knife. If the knife's too big, or if it's too heavy, or if it's cumbersome, you're not going to be able to do it. Just like the log I did before this, I was able to chop me a nice little point on. And here in 1 second, I make me a little bushcraft stand. Now, y'all know old Scabber is not known for his bushcrafting, which is camping. I can't say that enough. Bushcrafting is camping. Now, right here, I'm going to make a little stand. I've got a different grip on the knife. We're just chopping a quick point on it instead of taking the time and sitting there and pushing and doing all that, which this thing's a hell of a slicer, and it probably wouldn't take long to shave a point on there. It's just easier to chop it, get the correct grip on this knife. The knife does the work. Now you see I split up right there to do some fine work. So here's the thing I like about it. In one instance, I can be holding the very end of it, doing some chopping, like right here. Now, this is about a 3.5 or 4 inch diameter hacking bush, hackberry, whatever the hell it is. Somebody, I'm sure Megatron will correct me, somebody will. About a 4 inch diameter limb, tree branch, whatever. All right, it's one that we had felled the other day, and we're trying to do some processing on it for Fort Scab Tongaroga out there. Now, I got to keep an eye out when I'm out there. I did a quick perimeter sweep because there are several meth crafters out there, if you know what I'm saying. So, not only is this thing good for chopping, it's good for self-defense. Before y'all even ask me, Scab's it good for self-defense? It's a 15 inch knife. Unless you're an idiot, okay. I don't think you'd have to worry about using it if you pulled it. But, back to the chopping. One thing that impressed me, a lot of people have said, oh, it's good for light chopping and this and that. This is a 4 inch diameter hackberry. Hackberries are incredibly hard. And I think in about a minute and a half, this thing went through it. And y'all know, usually I'm swinging for the downs. With this thing right here, I gripped the end of the knife, no problems. Some nice, let the knife do the work. And you know what, guys? The knife did the damn work. Very, very impressed with the chopping. And I moved my hand all around. Now, here's some of that Connecticut Fatwood. And I do need to say this up front. We got about 3-4 minutes left in the video. And some of it's just going to be doing this fine work with the Fatwood and things like that. But I want to say this. I'm going to do a Fatwood fire right here, Fatwood Sunday fire. Now, guys, I was actually out there for about 35 or 40 minutes, slicing, dicing, and getting the Fatwood ready, getting a pile of resin up. Because this thing, one thing that has impressed me with these Fatwoods is how quickly they ignite, how fast they flare up. So I don't want anybody to think, well, Scab's just out there, or think that, I'm out there bullshitting, sit there and whittle for 2-3 minutes and then just be able to fire up a fire. No, there's probably 30 to 40 minutes of me prepping, getting the resin down, trying to get that one hit wonder. A lot of work goes into it, and I'm still a novice at this. I really, really am. Now, I say that because I do light it up pretty quick, and I'm always amazed at how good and how hot this stuff burns. But you can see right there again, doing some fine work. I like sticking a knife in the wood and just pulling to do those small curly cues. I did that for a long time. It just gets some really, really fine, paper thin shavings, and then turn around and change the grip on the knife, and just, it's got a forward choil that I really, really like. Everything about this knife, it's got a couple little fullers in it. They're not huge. They seem to be perfect in there, perfect size, nice and even. Just takes out a little bit of weight of the knife, but I'm telling you, it's not a heavy knife. It's really not. It's not a cumbersome knife. It was a joy to work with and a joy to use. Now, right here you see just being able to do a couple different things. It got some really, really fine feather sticks. A lot of my videos, especially my earlier videos, was nothing but a lot of just straight chopping. Now let's watch the spine. Look at that. A one and done. And again, guys, there's a lot of prep work. That ain't me out there for 3 minutes and then firing it up. I'm not that good yet. James, I want to dedicate this Fatwood fire to my guy James from James G Outdoors. Buddy, I appreciate you so much. And let me say this. This knife is meant as a camp knife, and it's a damn fine one. That spine is sharp. Y'all seen the sparks it threw? Now, I am going to do another video, just because I like playing with this thing, in the woods. Do I recommend the knife? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm very, very impressed with it. And again, the handles just absolutely sold me on it. Well, guys, my boy Mikey, whom I love, says it best. He says, Scab, never give up, never surrender, and everything will be all right. Mikey's got a channel called Cerebral Ballsy, and Mikey saved my life. I love you, Mikey. I'm Scab. You're not. James, thank you, buddy. This fire's for you. I'm gone, son.